Guys, it has been another eventful week here on the property. We have gotten quite a few things done, but have also encountered quite a few problems along the way. Nothing too serious this time, thankfully, but hopefully you'll get a bit of a giggle out of some of the things we've encountered this week. Let's jump straight into what has been going on.
Bloody yay long. And then if you put it that deep in the ground, you still have a big stake.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just say 140. Well, you've got your small size one in the end anyway. But that was a fail. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful skew. I'll do that side.
Yeah, just wing it.
I gave this a try with the circular saw, but the angle's a bit small and didn't come out quite right, so I'm just going to do a couple with the jigsaw and we'll see if that works. Not perfect, but hopefully it'll do. I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll put some notches in at different heights so that when we tie string around they don't slide down.
Alright guys, you can hear in the background that Sven's still busy cutting the rest of my stakes for me. This is one of the pieces that broke off, and I'm thinking I'll use it on the small shrub bush that fell over because I don't need such a long one. And we're just going to give this a little test and see if it actually goes into the ground. I expect that it will because it's very soft where these have been planted. These were the notches that he cut out so that when I tie my little, more like fleecy sort of stuff around the shrub and the stake to keep it upright, hopefully anyway, it won't slip. I'm gonna need stronger stuff. It's just tears.
I sharpened one of the long ones.
Awesome.
So
it went in, thanks.
okay.
Because I'm trying to not damage the plant and use this fleecy stuff.
I think you're going to have to grab it from higher up, surely.
Well, I'm going to put more than one on.
I'm just going to sharpen all of these.
Yeah, thanks. It's already looking so much better. I'm going to leave it like that. It looks a bit odd, I know. However, this has grown so much with all that rain. I'm actually going to have to widen the base of the bed just to make mowing a bit easier. Sven's just brought me one of the long ones, so I'm going to go and stake that frangipani. I hope I haven't damaged its roots now. Didn't realize I was so close.
Yeah.
Shit.
You need me to help you?
No, I'm just trying not to damage the tree. I'll come back and tidy all this up later. I have to be a little bit careful because there's a plover making a heck of a noise because I angered it the other day, and it's just over there where you can't really see it, but it's got a nest and I got too close with the mower. Oh, this stuff's made out of...
That's exactly why I wasn't using the actual metal mallet, because these things are so cramped. Look inside it. It's all resin.
Oh, it's no wonder they're just breaking. I can't even remember why we bought them.
It's the same wood that we use on the greenhouse.
Oh, that's right. Watch this bird. Hey man, go away. This one was always a little bit skew. Like you can actually tell by its branch that it's growing skew. So I think that's the best I'm gonna get. I've just asked Sven to just use his left. See, that plover keeps swooping me. It's so annoying. Come on. No man.
Doesn't like you.
I know. But it's dangerous. Okay. I asked Sven just to replace the stake that was in here because this tree is leaning over. That's the stake we had in it, this red and white one, which has become... Oh my god, I can't even. Oh, you know why? Its nest's literally right here. Okay, I'm out. Yes, I'm going. Bird seriously doesn't like me, but I also realized I was standing very close to its nest, which obviously I'm not trying to anger it on purpose. But I've got spikes on their wings, for those of you that don't know, and they can actually cause some serious harm. So quick little interruption. When we put these stakes in, I had every intention of widening the beds and doing all of that in the same video. However, that plover just would not let me come anywhere near this garden. So since filming, something interesting has actually happened, and we noticed that the plover had disappeared. We see it sort of regularly in the late afternoons, but I'm standing near its nest at the moment, and as you can see, no swooping. I've actually inspected where the nest site is, and there is not even a trace of eggs. So we suspect that something's come in and taken the eggs. We don't know what, because there's no eggshells left, so it's not like the babies have hatched or anything. So it's a bit interesting. We're not really sure what's happened. So in an upcoming video, I will get tackling in on this out of control garden. So another little area that keeps getting overgrown every time it rains, and I'll be honest, gets quite neglected by myself, is this little bed that I created around our septic tank and catio. All of this is weeds. I really struggle to keep anything alive in here. Look, it's my own fault, I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that does seem to grow is this phlox, but as you can see, I showed you the other day, there's all these weeds and grass growing. So what I'm going to do today is at least make a start. I've already started actually, getting some of this stuff out. And then I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into a bit of a succulent sort of deserty type garden, just because I tend to neglect it. But I do want something in here because I've already created the bed. Oh, little fact, the reason I created this bed in the first place was because it was riddled with weeds and we just couldn't keep it under control. So I don't know what it is about this area in particular, but anyway, let's get on. So the reason I'm going in with a pitchfork is because this stuff is called sedge or nutgrass, and it's got these horrible little runners and bulbs, and if you don't get them out, they just repeatedly keep coming back, which has been a consistent problem in this yard. So I figured in this bed I can at least try and get as much of this stuff out. thought I'd also update you on this little bed where I came and pulled everything out. This is just a little succulent that I had somewhere else in the garden that I'm just trialing out and seeing if it will take. I only put that in about 2 days ago. Keeping an eye on that nut grass. So what I have been doing is checking on this bed daily, and any ones that I have missed that sort of are popping up because we've had a bit of rain lately, I'm just taking it out straight away and trying to get through to those runners. I'm hoping that will help me in the long run, and I'll just keep monitoring this bed as we go. I still haven't quite finalized what I want to put in here. I have a few ideas, but let me know down below what you guys think might be quite cool in here, keeping in mind low maintenance and something that thrives on a little bit on neglect. So the other day when Sven fixed our mower, I spent 3.5 hours mowing our entire lawn. I saved you guys from that part of the video, but believe it or not, it's been about 5-6 days and I've actually got to start mowing again. So I'm only going to do the front bits today because we want to poison some of the weeds in the grass in the back, and in order to do that we actually can't mow the lawn based on some of the chemicals that Sven's going to use. And I know, guys, that we're using chemicals, but it's the only way to get rid of these weeds. I'm afraid we've got such large volumes of them, and if we are not careful they're going to take over our whole lawn. Oh, you guys, it looks so much better. You can see all my drive lines. And to think we used to catch this grass. So Sven's actually done a little jig on our mower because the mower came with a catcher, but it's just so annoying because it fills up so quickly. So it's a little dodgy, but we've got to keep this clip engaged. So we've just put a clamp on here, and then we don't need to put the catcher on. So if you're just wondering why it looks really weird, it's because it's actually missing its catcher. Okay guys, I'm gonna do this section behind me. I'll save you from that time lapse. I think you've seen enough grass mowing for today.
This is a tow behind sprayer that we're going to use. It's got small boom arms on it, so we can tow this behind the mower. We've got a bit of a weed problem at the moment. It would have been helpful if I'd written the numbers next to which one was which. So 10 grams is the powder. Okay, I know which that one is, and that's the camper.
Is this stuff, if you accidentally get my trees, gonna kill my trees?
It shouldn't.
Oh no, because there's no
It shouldn't
kill
in theory. It's selective for a whole bunch of things actually, but it shouldn't.
And I'm just looking at the breeze is picking up.
The nozzles spray down, and they're about that wide, so I can try and not drive too close to anything. I won't do near the fruit trees.
Thank you. Alright guys, so it's been about 2 days since I cut the lawn in the front, and we've just not been able to do the poisoning because it's been a bit breezy, and we just have to be a little bit conscious of spraying poison in the wind, especially when we get to the fences of the neighbouring properties. Now while Sven's busy doing that, because it's kind of a one-man job, I'm going to tackle those hedges that I mentioned 2 days ago. So they do need to be topped a little bit. I also want them to fill out, so we just do keep topping them, and we don't really have a very definitive edge anymore. It kind of goes out then in, and the grass has just gone nuts. So I'm going to try and do my best to clean that up today. Sven did actually come in here with the mower for me and just at least mowed some of it back. Now these two are actually really small because underneath all that soil there's rock we just can't get rid of. It doesn't quite show up, but just over here we believe was an old road, so everything under there is just rocks. But I do have a little bit of a plan for this section if these hedges just don't seem to catch up. That one actually looks a little bit better. That one, not so great. Right, these ones I will have to come and top a little bit as well, just so that we are all matching. Now if you're wondering why they're all different sizes, I actually planted those ones first just to see if they would take in the soil and the environment, and then when we noticed they were doing well, we planted the rest. These two were replaced because they previously died, so that's why they're a little smaller. Okay, so I have topped them. Now I know it seems so counterproductive, but apparently it is actually meant to make them bush out a little bit more. I have seen that with the first 6. But yeah, I think that's probably enough for today. So the last little update I wanted to just give you since filming was I did not actually end up finishing the edging of this bed. I got about as far as the first 6 and realized I was going horribly skew.